As a true connoisseur of reality television.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I need your take on this.
Oh my gosh, okay.
You don't listen to a goddamn thing.
Nobody tell me anything.
Shut up.
Nobody tell me anything.
I got the dumbest, smartest husband in the world. You're going to come out now because I know he likes his car.
Uh-huh.
And I just started tearing. Here he come, too. I said, oh, nice to see you. After, like, a bumper gone, the tag ripped off. Yeah.
Do y'all think that Drew Barrymore and her little sidekick Ross are watching the tell-all? I'm sure, right? Because they're such good friends with the bird that's dirty.
So wonderful for me to hang out with someone who's like,
Angela Deem has been doing the most to gatekeep America from Michael for years, which is ironic given the fact that the majority of Americans consider her an embarrassment to our country.
People think I'm this and I'm verbal and abusive. Yeah, I am. I'm Italian in my past life. I don't give a but I don't do it like y'all think. I'm over it in like 20 minutes.
What? How selfish is this? She said it during a conversation with her #1 babysitter, John. After Angela Deem yells at people and attacks them, she's over it in 20 minutes? That is so terrifying. For years, the fans of 90 Day Fiancé and all the spin-offs have begged the network to do mandatory drug tests because of Angela Deem. Right now, at the time that I'm filming this video, it is August 6th, Tuesday, and I've been getting a lot of messages from 90 Day Fiancé fans and my wet socks that Angela is acting more volatile in this tell-all than she ever has. A lot of people are confused why this is happening. I believe it's because Michael is physically there, you know. Usually he was on a screen and he was safe in Nigeria. It's his first time actually being in front of her when she's getting big on him, being very aggressive, getting in his face, screaming at him. While I'm on the subject, he recently did an interview with Entertainment Tonight where he himself admitted that he was very scared. Let's roll the clip of that.
I was just treated badly by her. Whenever she's upset, she can do whatever she wants. And you know, the law here, I don't want any issue. I don't want any bad record of my name. So I tend to, keep it cool. To be honest, I was scared. Sometimes when she's very upset, it made me feel scared.
Profoundly immoral and wicked. That is how we would define her behavior on the tell-all from what I've seen, from the clips that I've been sent. Now let's get into reviewing it together. Part 2 of the tell-all opens up with Angela throwing a snowball at Michael before they enter the house for the first time. Remember, in part 1 of the tell-all, they didn't get to see the mega mansion that TLC got the cast members. So this is their first night in the villa. The self-proclaimed queen walks in this custom home in New Jersey, looks up and says, "Wow, Michael, you ever seen anything like this?"
Welcome to your new house.
Thank you. This is huge, man.
Finger claps for TLC. I like that they did this because it gives us a whole new dynamic to look at. There's going to be a lot of alcohol. I'm sure that these cast members are going to lash out at each other. It's going to be very entertaining, and I am here for the ride. It's also nice for Michael and Angela to have a break from all the Dirty Bird clan because there's 8 other women living in her house in Georgia. So after the Dirty Bird and Michael put their belongings in their room, they join the rest of the cast members downstairs to start drinking, partying, kicking back. And I'll tell you what, I would actually really enjoy being there and flaming a lot of these people to their face.
She, is saying like, let's go on a date night and to sleep together in the bed for the first time.
Jasmine, this is all your fault because you're mean to me. I go in the bathroom and I jerk off to my ex and it's all your fault. It's not my fault that I do that. I'm not in control of myself. So Gino's talking to some of these other cast members. Jasmine walks up and plays Guess Who. She made him a drink. He tries it. He asks what's in it. She's like, I don't know. He's like, oh my God, that makes me scared. Then Thais aids on Gino to give Jasmine a kiss. And I want you to rate this kiss out of 10 because I thought it was very awkward.
Here we go. Y'all, don't do that. Don't do that.
So after Gino kisses Jasmine, Thais then makes it Jasmine's turn to kiss Gino. She does it, and then they start cheering, dancing. Everyone seems to be having vibey conversations for now.
I'll be Nigerian American.
Yeah.
If you make it through Angela.
I will.
Hell yeah, Michael. I love the confidence. After all these years of disrespect, there is no way he's going to let this opportunity slip out of his hand.
If it wasn't for her, I won't be here. I appreciate her so much.
You really love Angela?
I do.
Are you in love with her?
Yeah, of course.
It's like we've been saying, Michael's been playing 3D chess and she's been playing checkers for the past couple videos. It has become very apparent that this woman is unlovable. So the best way to allow her to make a fool out of herself is just to keep her talking. And then fast forward, you start working on that exit Dirty Bird strategy, which he did.
Really, I'm telling you, I feel it. If you go over to her with your drink and do a cheers and say, I can't believe I'm here with you, and give her a kiss, boom. I should be a therapist.
Whoa, 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 Lauren, let's pump the brakes, because if you're on one of these trash reality TV shows, you definitely aren't qualified to be a therapist unless you're one of the therapists from The Last Resort, because they were absolute dog water. This is the worst time to approach Angela, because Angela is already someone that, if she was sober, would be looking for any reason to make herself the hero of the story and paint Michael out as the villain. So now that alcohol's involved, it's only going to be worse, and she's going to be more volatile. So right away, this is a bad idea.
Where is Michael? You see how he ignores me?
He's in the kitchen.
It doesn't matter. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get it.
Do you understand? This is what he does.
Well, you do realize that you could take the initiative to go over and start up a conversation with your husband, right? You're talking to other cast members, as is he. He's not paying you in any kind of way. He's not paying in your relationship in any kind of way.
He's going around making everybody think we don't have problems.
You just have to keep trying, honey. Go do a cheers and just say, like, whisper in her ear, thank you, and I love you, and give her a kiss.
What a head scratch moment, Socks, because Lauren has taken it upon herself to be Michael's Gandalf the Grey and hold his hand through this experience of trying to woo the savage beast. Why is she doing this? If you watch their segment, you would know that this is going to end terribly.
Trust is everything.
This is what you do. You go around making everybody think you're a nice guy. Listen, I don't care who you talk to. Why don't you ever pay attention to your wife? I'm playing with a good-looking man. Another good-looking man, and you don't even give a
Dirty Bird, like you have a chance with any other guy here. They're all in relationships, with the exception of Ed. That is an outlandish thing to say, but are we surprised? Because this is the same woman. When Michael left, she hopped on that live with her friend John Yates, and she said that Michael's probably gay.
No one knows I wanted him to go home because I know he hasn't been sleeping with me. I don't know if he's gay or not, and you know I love gays. You know that. But there's something wrong. I don't think it's just me. I think he's really hiding he's gay, and it's okay. I said, you're in the U.S. now, Michael, because you're 35. You don't want sex. You don't jack your dick. I don't care about sex.
He's why out of here.
That's why I came
Get the out of here. I was trying to be nice, not to run through this party.
Yes.
You take an inch and goddamn run with it.
No. Angela, I'm sorry, but please.
Good on you, Kobe. Thank God somebody finally said something. The rest of the cast is just watching this go down like a bunch of cucks. If she was a man talking to a woman like this, I guarantee the women would speak up, the men would speak up.
Angela.
No, this is what he does. He goes around making everyone think he's a nice guy.
I get it.
We're not okay.
It is daunting arguing with this woman because Michael's trying to communicate with her. He's being soft. And every time she speaks over him, she accuses him of things that he's not doing.
It's just he doesn't pay attention to me even when
I am paying
Bitch,
attention.
you haven't. It's not who you're talking to or what. We're in big and you know this, and you're in there laughing with guys, girls.
I know, right? It feels like we're in the mines of Moria and Gandalf is describing the Balrog, a creature of unspeakable darkness, but it's about Angela Deem over here. Her fight language is terrible, and for Michael, something to work on for the next relationship, because this one's already over, is not being as vague when you're describing things, because when he first approached her, he said, oh, something on the lines of, we were in the other room talking about you. She's already looking for any excuse to paint you out as the villain. So, of course, when you say something vague like that, her mind's going to go to the worst place and think, oh, he's talking shit about me with these other cast members. And then she's going to use that as fuel for the fire. And the fire's going off on you and painting you out to be this scumbag, right? But at the same time, in Michael's defense, this whole thing was Lauren's idea. She thought that she was fairy godmother, not the case.
Trust is everything.
Angela goes on to say, there is a problem here. And then we see Manuel like, holy shit, this is crazy. I actually forgot that him and Ashley were on the show. Hats off to them for making it this far. I don't think any of us thought that they would. Ah! The Dirty Bird goes on to screech, and you are the problem! The other cast members have a shocked Pikachu face, but no one's saying anything because they're all afraid of Angela's wrath. While this is happening too, look at Lauren's face. She feels so bad because she was the one that instigated this entire situation. It's just ironic how she was like, I'm sure that everything's gonna work out. The world's all sunshine and rainbows, Michael. Go tell her that you're crazy about her. Go get her, Tiger.
Will you calm down?
Listen, don't hate me. Don't get in my. Do not get in my. I done told you don't get in my. Man.
Hey, Jason Emmanuel taking the balls and the stick away. That is a 3,000 IQ play because when she gets volatile, who knows what's going to be thrown.
Now, I'm the nicest bitch in this house. Do not get in my.
I'm a big believer in that when there's an unexpected crisis, you see someone's true character. She's doing the most to try and paint Michael as this scumbaggio, but here we can see his true character. He's actually looking out for other people. That is something that the Dirty Bird doesn't do. If anything, she brings everyone else into her drama. She's the loudest person in any room, and she's confused because she thinks that makes her the smartest person in the room, speaking over everybody. It's not the case. She would be terrible in any debate setting, which is why she won't ever have a debate with someone competent or someone that will challenge her. She's a bully that picks on people she knows for a fact aren't gonna dish it back.
We want attention from our man. Like Jazz said today, hey, it ain't you.
It was no. Let me finish.
What were you talking about?
At times, Lauren's definitely a pick-me, but I appreciate that right here she's interjecting. She's trying to smooth over the situation and feels this responsibility because she created this in the first place. So Lauren and Patrick look this beast dead in the eye and say, we were trying to get Michael to come over and talk to you. They're trying to take responsibility right now, and I think it's a good thing. What a headache this is, Socks. They just arrived at this house. He should be able to make himself a drink, have a conversation, and then come over and talk to her at his leisure. Y'all are married, for God's sakes. It's perfectly acceptable to have different conversations and then come over when you want to talk to your woman. There's nothing wrong that he did. She's looking for any excuse to yell at him and treat him like absolute dirt, like a slave, really, because since he touched down in the United States, that's how she's treated him.
But it's not your fault because.
What am I going to say?
Get the out of here.
These other cast members are such pussies. All of us would be lighting her up like a Christmas tree verbally.
I totally can relate to Angela in needing love and attention, but holy let's not go off the deep end here.
Look at Ashley's face right now. I didn't realize the circus was in town. What's going on with her cheeks, Socks? Let me know in the comments. Hey, sister, welcome back to another... Like, what happened here? Did someone set her up to look like that? Is this what hair and makeup does on set? Because if so, that's actually pretty tilty. I don't know if anyone's told her that she looks like that, but someone needs to, because that is unacceptable. That'd be like me having a bunch of barbecue sauce on my face.
Every little thing that Michael does sets Angela off, and her energy is messing with the juju of the whole house.
What about when Ashley first introduced herself to us? She tried to convince us that she was a witch. Now here's her moment to shine, and she didn't cast a spell on a bitch. Okay, so Lauren's throwing herself a little pity party. Angela sees that, and then she's gonna go over to talk to Lauren and Alexi and try to paint herself as the hero that had probable cause to freak out on Michael. She's still drinking alcohol, and I'm surprised no one has swapped that out for water.
That's it. Enough.
Okay.
It's not you.
Okay.
Socks, how backwards is this? Michael just got berated for no reason, and she's coming over to comfort Lauren because Lauren's crying. Just because Michael's not crying doesn't mean he's not hurt. He's the victim of the situation. Your duties and loyalty is owed to your husband, not Lauren. Lauren's just a fellow cast member.
What do you usually do as a man to calm your wife down?
I just let her be. When she comes, I will talk to her.
I've never really encountered a situation like this, so that's why I'm a very relaxed person.
Michael right now is not acting. He's not talking back to Angela. He's just taking it. And I think a lot of people want to jump on him and say, clearly what you're doing isn't working because look at how she's acting. But it is in a way, because by him not stooping to her level, him not talking back, him just taking it, he is putting himself in the victim position, and he is the victim in the situation. But it's just making Angela look worse in front of the entire world. And everyone's also getting outraged at TLC for allowing this to go down in the first place, because it's not just about ratings, right? They have this limiting belief that it has to be the most shocking content to get high ratings. It's not the case. And we can see that by how Love is Blind is such a successful show. Kobe proceeds to bring up a good point, which is y'all are having problems in the bedroom right now. Maybe clapping her cheeks will help. And then Michael says, yeah, we've been having problems because she's still upset that I verbally cheated on her with another woman back in 2022. It's interesting too, because when she blew up about that on the tell-all and was throwing that in his face, not one person brought up Billy, not one person brought up the doctor, not one person brought up the random men at bars. And that's what we've seen that was caught on camera. Imagine what isn't on camera.
I try to make him better, and I can't. I'm not God. I'm not.
No, you can't change people.
You cannot. And I wish I never brought him here.
But don't do this.
I know.
But the good news is all these critters are in one house getting all sauced up, and it's making them engage in certain conversations that I don't believe they would if they weren't sauced up. For example, when Ed is telling Angela that he believes Michael is a scammer.
Why couldn't you go find someone that appreciates who you are?
And then Michael walks up and overhears it, and Ed makes this face right here. He's like, oh my God, did Michael hear me? I don't like any of that sneaky behind the back, stab you in the back nonsense. I'm a very direct person. And interestingly enough, I'm surprised at how far Angela has fallen.
He's just having
Don't
fun.
listen, you piece of Keep smiling, mother. Keep smiling, you fraudulent mother.
I remember watching her when she first appeared on the show. She was in Nigeria. There was a moment when Michael all of a sudden stopped. He got out because someone was trying to tow his car. He ends up getting a fist fight with the person trying to tow his car. Angela's the first to say, hey, open the door, get out, help out, throw haymakers, try to defend her man to the best of her ability. What happens next is airport security shows up. They break up the fight. They get back in the car. Michael's still enraged that this happened. He was worried about his fiance's safety. He's so overwhelmed with this emotion. And then Angela comes over and is soft with him. She kisses him, and it really calms him down. That's the Angela that I'm willing to bet the majority of her haters really respected.
Enjoy being with everybody right
That's what I came for y'all, not him.
Yes.
If I was the host, my first question for Angela Deem would be, how did you go from this, to prioritizing the needs of an online pen pal over the needs of your husband that you swore before friends, family, and God to cherish forever? Not to mention, you proved his entire family right. Doesn't that bother you? Doesn't that eat you up that you didn't get to stick it to him and say, look, I treat this man great. I treat him like a king, because they already doubted you?
We're talking right now, please.
Okay.
So when Angela says this to Michael, he's thinking, all right, my dirty bird wife doesn't want to talk to me, so I'm going to talk to the other cast members. He's having a good time talking with the bros. And then Angela says to Ed, look at him. He's just laughing and smiling. He doesn't care about me at all. And we're all thinking to ourselves, what are you talking about?
Keep smiling, you fraudulent mother. I'm the dumb one, because you know what I told my kid? You know what I told my girls? All women are dumb. In their house. You don't listen to a goddamn thing.
Nobody tell me anything.
Shut up.
Let's also not forget, Socks, that there are 5 cats living in this house. She has 5 cats on top of 6 grandbabies, on top of 2 daughters that are Dirty Bird Juniors. So this is a house where it's just chaos. I mean, I would never live in this house. Burn it down. You know, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But you guys know what I'm saying. It's like, this is a situation where the majority of us would never find ourselves in, and we would never allow someone to talk to us the way that she talks to Michael.
Get the
We are only having conversation.
out of my
I came
face.
to
You
you.
see, I asked him to get out of my face. Get the
How wild is this, Socks? All the other cast members are just watching this unfold, acting like mom and dad are fighting and they're children. You're not children. You're full-grown adults. Y'all can say something, but you choose not to. Why is that?
He's running, boy. He's trying to get the out of here.
You know what I'm gonna do if I find out you're scamming? I'm gonna break your heart.
I am not scamming you. I've told you many times.
This man is not a yo-yo, Angela. You can't just invite him over to talk when you're talking trash to him. He's trying to clear his name up, and then once you're done, all of a sudden with your dirty bird rant, you send him away. That sucks. He can't even get a word in because you talk over him.
Shut up. Yeah, shut up.
He's not your personal property. He's a person. You know what it might have something to do with? I've noticed that Angela Deem surrounds herself with subservient people, and she doesn't like when anyone is going to step out of her shadow, get their own online career. And we saw that with JoJo, because when JoJo started talking with Debbie, just being polite, you know, Debbie from 90 Day Fiancé, Colt's mother, Debbie.
Everybody knows Debbie, you know. Met her also through Angela. And Angela got really pissed off because she turns around and starts yelling, "You lying bitch. You would have never met Debbie if it wasn't because of me, bitch." And she told me I was irrelevant. She cussed me out in front of everybody. That's what happened. And then she pulled some crap that was even worse. She told me some crap that was even worse than that. And because of her telling me what she told me, I will never speak to her again. I'm done with her. I don't care if she comes back 10 years from now asking me to be her friend. It's a no. I could take a lot of shit from people, but what she pulled, it's unforgivable. She reached out to me the next day after that happened just to cuss me out and threaten me and send me all these bad messages, which I saved. So if she tries to pull some crap and says that I'm lying, I got all the proof. Yeah, like I mean, who does that to their friends? Like, I took the time out of my life, my business, money that I make on a daily basis, buy my flights to fly down there, and last minute for her to just want to throw me out of the room like that. If I would have known, I would have got my own room. Usually we would share rooms, but she's pulled this crap on me before.
So Angela proceeds to rile herself up and say, did you or did you not say that all women are stupid? Did you tell these beautiful women right here that you said something like that, Michael? And oh my God, I can't believe you said that. So Michael just is trying to calmly say that I said something that was my opinion, and before he can get a word out, she runs up the stairs, gets in his face, and threatens him with physical violence. She's towering over him in his face, telling him to get his belongings and get out of the house. Get a load of a bird that's dirty. She thinks she's a cutting horse blocking Michael's escape like that. So what happens next actually makes me really annoyed. So Thais is yelling, "Run, Michael!" And the other women proceed to laugh, cover her mouth, and treat this entire situation like a joke. If Michael was a woman and Angela was a man, I think y'all would take it more seriously, which is sad that there's a double standard like that. My socks that are wet, something is broken in these women because they are so comfortable talking about what kind of porn they're watching or banging dudes on their periods, but when it comes to standing up for what is morally right, they're awfully quiet, aren't they?
Bob doesn't like to shower because he said penises in the water don't work.
Oh, I don't. Okay, I just made my boyfriend have period sex for the first time. Okay,
Well,
so
yeah, everyone does
I don't
that.
care.
Everyone does that.
Grow up. I'll cover this in another video, Socks. The brain rot this episode has been over 9,000. The guys aren't any better. The only ones that went out of their way to help Michael in this episode were Kobe and Rob. Angela huffs and puffs as she walks downstairs to make herself another glass of witch's brew.
Hi, stupids.
Hey, stupid.
Wow, Angela's just here to insult everybody, huh? That was out of left field.
We didn't call you stupid, Angela.
He said no, not y'all. Michael said all women are stupid.
Why?
Oh, silly me. I forgot. Angela calling these women stupid is also Michael's fault. With the amount of gaslighting I'm assuming this woman does on a daily basis, I would probably gaslight her back. I'd be running around different parts of the Dirty Bird compound, doing my bird calls. Ah! And then when she asked me about it, I would say, oh no, I don't know what that is. I think that's probably the ghost of Dirty Bird past.
All women are stupid.
Right, so those are Angela's famous last words before she walks outside, and Sophie's like, I'm not a dumb bird. The other women are treating this like a slumber party. Meanwhile, the Dirty Bird has been treating this like WrestleMania.
I am like in the best relationship, healthiest sex, health, like mental.
As we can see from Liz's behavior, that's not true. If it was, she wouldn't have anything to prove to Ed.
So is your room close to Big Ed or not? He might hear you.
That's the point.
Liz has been using Jason, her new guy, to make Ed feel bad about himself, and it actually just comes across super mean.
We're not going to bed.
You ready to go to the room?
I'm ready to go. Oh, got it.
I know we all don't like Ed, but to be honest, the way that Liz and Jason have been coming at him on the Tell-All Part 1 and Part 2 has been super whack, and it just seems very try-hard for no reason.
Foreign women, they understand and appreciate America
they're
more
the
than,
best. Trust me.
than girls in a bar.
Ed is such a little insult for saying this. It's actually so funny. We got the bestest, most beautiful women in the whole world here. Guys like this have trash mindsets because if you level yourself up, you're gonna have no problem pulling a girl from anywhere in the world.
In America.
I learned that, luckily I learned that young versus you guys, but like, you know, I learned that when I was 29. I was like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna work and buy brand new houses and not be appreciated.
What is Patrick on about? Anyone would be impressed if someone said that they owned houses. I think that he's probably just had negative experiences dating women in the United States, and he's speaking generally about all American women. Given a lot of these guys' track records, what they're doing isn't working, whether it's Ed, whether it's Gino. Patrick's, yeah, he has a good relationship with Thais, but a lot of that is because he has a personal connection to the Brazilian culture. There were a lot of factors in this to why it worked, and even still, I mean, I would argue that Thais is replaceable with any American woman.
I'm just gonna have to love myself and just enjoy what time I got left
do
on this
it.
earth. I'm
So
58.
She's just making the rounds trying to convince the other NPCs that Michael's the villain and she shits gold.
Do you understand I'm 58?
I know. Do that. Do that. Stop wasting your time.
Do you see how confused I am?
Wait a second, Socks. Zoom in on this necklace. Does this say sexy? Shut up. Who does she think she is with all these necklaces paired with the princess tiara? This has to be the top 5 tackiest outfits we've ever seen on the show. And I'm not sure why it's taken me this long to bring this up.
If I see proof that he scammed women, we're done. He's
But
going
you
to
know
jail.
what?
And I don't like jail on my enemy.
Even if you decide.
Word on the internet is the dumbest bird is in New Zealand. I beg to differ. I think we got the dumbest bird right here in America. You can't send Michael to jail. I saw a Reddit thread about this particular issue. Let's read it together as a family. This thread was posted 4 days ago by Life Cardiologist 413 on the scam Angela is not correct. Immigrant and attorney here. I just wanted to point out that Angela seems to think ICE and DHS are her personal bouncers, but I think it's worthwhile for the conversation here. Angela isn't right about what constitutes a scam marriage for immigration purposes. It's a common assumption amongst folks who don't really know the law, but USCIS doesn't audit marriages to see whether or not the one of the parties is actually in love with the other. They aren't the Federal Department of Marriage Counseling. When they do their investigations, they are determining whether the parties are filing to intentionally defraud the U.S. immigration system, period, full stop. They don't care if your marriage falls apart. They don't care about whether you have good communication skills. They don't care if you're a passport bro or passport hoe. That's funny. They don't care if you're a never nude. What they care about is whether you lied about the existence of your relationship with the intention of defrauding the US government. As a result, no matter what Angela says, it won't be so easy to deport Michael. Their relationship existed legally. There is something to the argument that Michael earned his citizenship because both parties have expressed and executed spousal expectations. They had sex. They lived together as man and wife. Angela complains he owes her attention. They went to therapy on national TV. This may be a terrible relationship, but it is a real relationship. This probably goes to Angela's compounding psychological problems, but it bothers me that she thinks because her relationship is trash, that now she gets to call on the entire might of the US law enforcement to defend her highly dubious honor. This is so funny. I'm not sure if she knows, but the immigration system presumes your foreign spouse wants to come to America. That's why a spousal visa exists. She doesn't get to retract her previous attestation of legitimacy because she abused him into muttering submission. If she does and she knew or should have known that he was scamming her when she filed the paperwork, it is Angela who has the problem as she's the one who misrepresented the relationship to USCIS. So I'm going to link this Reddit thread in my bio in case y'all want to check it out later. In other news, 90 Day Fiancé update posted on Instagram that Angela Deem has filed for an annulment from Michael. It's jokes though that she's doing this because she wants to pretend like the marriage never happened. Meanwhile, we have all this footage of the relationship.
I kind of want to talk to Michael.
So what happens next is Rob goes upstairs to check on Michael and see where his head is at after getting yelled at by Angela. And I'm surprised that more people in this home aren't checking on Michael. It says a lot about their character.
Hey, man. How you doing, bro? You good, bro? I'm good. Hey, man, you got to look out for yourself, bro. I know. Some of the ain't worked. You was a strong brother, man. Because I couldn't do it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay, side note, have you guys noticed that Rob changes up how he's speaking to people depending on who he's talking to? I don't know why he does that, but it kind of gives off Kamala or BBL Drizzy vibes to me.
If Sophie was coming at me like that, I just wouldn't feel love, bro.
I don't know.
Nobody deserves that.
Jokes aside, good on Rob. I agree with what he's telling Michael here. The way that Angela punishes him is so crazy.
I know, but happens, you know.
You love her, huh?
I do, absolutely.
And for her to not see it, man, you walking on eggshells, bro, and them is breaking.
Marcus Aurelius once said, the wise man accepts his pain, endures it, but does not add to it. So with Angela, you got to remember that she's a very low IQ individual, and arguing with the stupid person is just a waste of time and energy.
I admit my faults.
But you ain't do nothing.
No.
Now she didn't kirked out on you about 5 times today, and I ain't even seen you do.
Aside that, before now, the things that have happened in the past, I have cheated on her verbally.
This is so relatable for Rob because Sophie has been using his past infidelity to justify this inappropriate relationship with her roommate Kay that is obviously in love with her, and it makes everybody uncomfortable because we know what it's about. Rob brings up a good point, which is at what point do you let go of past resentment and exist in the present? I'm paraphrasing, of course, but I'm pretty sure that's what he's trying to get across to Michael.
See, I don't know what to do. I at this point, I just don't even want to go in the towel tomorrow. I don't even want to go.
Angela.
I'm sorry, Alex.
No, you're
This is why I didn't want
fine.
to come to here tonight. I didn't want to put this burden on you.
Angela keeps calling him Alex, and I'm just thinking to myself, is Alexi that hard of a name to pronounce? Not really, right? But I don't know why Alexi is going along with everything the Dirty Bird is screeching right now.
I mean, she's just...
She yells at you.
No, yeah.
She yells at you. You don't even get a chance to say nothing, and it just goes downhill.
Rob's cooking right now, and Michael goes on to say that he hates the way that Angela embarrasses him in front of everybody. Michael also says that since Angela hates lies, he plans on telling the truth, nothing but the truth tomorrow.
Are you willing to let her go if that was the best thing for you?
No, I don't.
You know the only real thing you can do to know whether or not it's the right thing is to stand up for yourself.
Hey, I really like the way that Rob is showing up for Michael right now. It's really cool to see someone do the right thing and not gossip downstairs with the other broken toys.
You know what you're doing. You know exactly what the you're doing.
We are just
Rob,
having a
excuse me.
man-to-man conversation.
No, you're not a man, though. He's more man than you.
So as you can see, Socks, Angela comes upstairs and breaks up the productive conversation that Rob and Michael were having and insults Michael off rip because she believes he's a weak man.
Rob, if you don't want to cause problems in our marriage, can you please leave?
I don't want to cause no problems.
He never does what I ask him.
I hope y'all work it out.
Damn, the Dirty Bird just slammed the door in his face. What a rude person. Angela then turns to once again dig into Michael and make him feel like he's a worthless worm, which is hard to watch.
Get your and go.
I told you.
Where's your
I was with Lorraine.
Get out.
Oh, what a titty twister to watch. What this demon does next is so tilting. She throws Michael's bag out into the hallway and tells him to get out, go sleep on one of the couches. And Michael's just telling the audience, man, this sucks. It feels like I'm always on the couch.
I'm not a queen.
Really sear this into your brain because this is the first honest thing that the Dirty Bird has said so far on the tell-all. The next day, the NPCs arrive at the tell-all. Michael's yawning. I'm sure he's mad tired. Dude definitely didn't get a good night's sleep on the couch. Kobe comes over to speak with Michael, but unfortunately, Angela shows up.
Did you guys have a good night?
We just went to our separate rooms. I'm done. I'm over this. I'm tired of being embarrassed. I'm tired of looking like a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
Well, then stop acting like a crazy bitch, Dirty Bird. There's a very simple solution, obviously. She's so in denial. Even to this day, check out what she's saying to fans that politely bring up her destructive behavior on the show.
Do you think I'm going to give a shit what you say? Who are you? Oh, you're a team scammer. It's okay, babe. It's okay. Because now I'm going to put my comments on. Everybody think team scammer would think.
Angie, you're such a sweet person. And when you're angered, you don't let anybody talk.
I'm not not letting him talk. I've let him talk for 7 years. He has an excuse if his ain't hard.
Ugh, hard swerve. Not one dude watching this video would get hard for a bird that's dirty. The way that Angela looks and acts makes her so unbangable. Okay, so right now Kobe's trying to throw out compliments, and I get where his mind is at, but this doesn't work on a bird that's dirty because she's just waiting until you're done talking so that she can talk and spin her web, you know, create this narrative.
You know I would never be in anything scamming or whatsoever.
You're a liar. And he's gonna think I'm crazy because their wives and their situation ain't never been as bad as ours.
Once again, I've said this already, but zero evidence has been presented that Michael scammed Angela. While this is happening, the other cast members are shook. Even Ed admits he's never seen Angela this bad.
Why are you shouting?
All right, because I pay taxes, mother. Something you ain't paid, bitch.
What? How is he supposed to pay taxes? He just got to this side of the club. Angela, do you want a cookie for doing something that the majority of us citizens do?
At this level, I mean, I don't know what to
There
say,
is no
but
fixing this. He's
yeah.
not gonna stop lying. I can cry, beg, fight. He don't give a.
Cutscene to Ed saying that if Angela keeps this up, she's going to give herself a heart attack. I agree. She's out of control right now. She then gathers her belongings and walks off the set. The main character syndrome is strong with this one. She's so comfortable wasting everybody's time because we all know she's going to end up back on set because she craves fame.
What if he's been scamming her all this time?
Right.
What if she is right?
You know what, Alexi? I get that you're one of the few people on the show with a successful relationship, but you must be some kind of dumb idiot because what you just said is absolute hogwash. As for Rob and Kobe, they're right on the money.
It doesn't matter what he's done. Nobody deserves to get talked to like that.
she doesn't let him even talk.
Michael feels very defeated right now because no matter what he says or doesn't say, Angela yells at him regardless.
Oh, did they tell you to come out now?
Nobody told me to tell.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. You watch how you talk to me because
I am
listen.
trying as much as possible to count this out. Stop all this. You keep yelling and saying all sorts of things.
Michael's being a stand-up guy right now, and Angela still walks away because he's making too much sense. There's nothing she can say. There's no rebuttal because she knows he's right, but she still wants to throw her dirty bird tantrum. This is messed up what we're looking at. While the other NPCs are inside where it's warm talking about what kind of corn they watch, Michael's outside in the blistering cold waiting for his wife to calm down. Eventually, after God only knows how much time, Michael and Angela join the other cast members for the tell-all. They all chime in on Kobe and Emily's relationship. The host then asks Michael what it's like to finally be in America, and he responds it's great to be with his new family, but he's still getting used to winter. The host then asks Michael the question on everybody's mind: what was his favorite food since he's touched down in America?
You might laugh at me, but the favorite thing I like for now is, what's it called?
Nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
Get a load of this big kid. Same, bro. Wait until Michael tries Chick-fil-A for the first time. He's gonna bug. The next question is for Angela. What is her biggest pet peeve about Michael since they're now living together?
That his wet dreams are real. Like, honestly, he really does have wet dreams. Like,
Anyways, the host asked Michael the same question about Angela, which is risky to answer given how she's acted so far. Instead of embarrassing Angela, he takes the high road, which doesn't surprise us because he's been doing that the entire tell-all. And instead, he talks about her excess of cats.
I count about 4 cats. Anytime we are on bed, the cats, they walk around, climb on the bed, come to my face, start licking me. I was like, what is all this? Don't come near me. You know?
The next question that is asked is how Michael has been meshing with his grandchildren. Angela answers this question honestly and says Michael is a good granddaddy, very attentive, but she pronounces it attentative. The host says they heard Michael and Angela haven't been intimate in the bedroom lately, so she asked if they haven't been intimate since Michael first stepped foot in America, and Angela responds that that's correct. Michael answers the question and actually does a good job of standing up for himself.
Since the cheating thing, we can't even have a conversation. She always refers to the cheating, to the lying, and all that.
Michael goes on to say that he's human, he has emotions as well. I think what he's trying to get at is that all the problems in their relationship are not solely his fault.
All those things, all those things. Said this thing
you
before.
cheated and told that bitch you would come to goddamn America and get the visa and you'll handle me.
Okay, but hold up, Dirty Bird, because two can play at this game. If you want to throw this in Michael's face, what about you telling Billy that you love him and choosing him over Michael? We've seen the footage of that, but that'll never get brought up. Angela proceeds to scream at Michael instead of listening to what he's saying, which doesn't surprise any of us by now. Sorry if my commentary feels repetitive in this video, Socks. It just seems like we're seeing the same thing over and over again. This is a really sticky situation because Michael's voice is never heard, and to make matters worse, they bring out Skyla, Angela's daughter, who is already biased. She's watched her mother talk to Michael and treat him like a slave for years and never corrected her mother's behavior. The host then asks Skyla what it's like to have Michael here in the United States finally, and when we get a look at Michael's face, look at this, he's so over the BS right now.
Michael doesn't show affection. He's not sweet to her. He's just there.
I go out to eat by myself?
Yeah.
Well, how dig it out, Skyla? From the way that mama acts and treats this man, she's very abusive, so I understand why he doesn't want to get intimate with her. Angela's hands down, bar none, the most abusive woman we've ever seen on 90 Day Fiancé or any of the spinoffs. It's not even close.
we can't even have a conversation. You always refer to the cheating thing. That's why I keep to myself. What is that like? That's why I don't like going out with her.
Michael goes on to say that everything he's speaking is the truth, and Angela says, well, then why didn't you stay in Nigeria? And Michael slaps the table and says, then send me back home. And when this happens, I let out a battle cry that disturbed all of my neighbors. I'm so proud of Michael for that. He's finally reached the point where it's not worth the disrespect. The episode ends with this shot of Angela looking like absolute evil. We get a preview of the next episode, and the private investigator found something on Michael, apparently. Regardless of what he found, though, Michael, welcome to the United States, buddy. You earned your place at the table. New reality show idea. We should use Angela Deem to torture war criminals. Part 3 of the tell-all really shows the lengths that Angela Demon will go to paint her husband Michael out as a scammer. In episode 19 of Happily Ever After, she hired a private investigator to look into Michael's life. Fast forward, the dude got invited to the tell-all for the big reveal. The host asked the PI, does anything tell you that Michael is cheating on Angela in any way? The PI responds that he has 180 pages of reports, and there is nothing he's found that indicates Michael is scamming Angela in any way. How embarrassed is a dirty bird right now after all that shit she was talking? Oh my Lord.
Mark my word, next thing we're going to hear is he's got someone pregnant. And listen, I guarantee it ain't going to be one, it's going to be several.
Yep.
Because he is a child's mind. And I did say that because that's my husband and I know him. Y'all know him from this and the show. Y'all don't know him. I do. He has a child's mind that ain't grown up yet.
Socks, I think by now we're all aware that Angela Demon hired the PI to humiliate her husband on national TV because that's how she makes her money. Angela also brought up that she worked 3 jobs throughout the relationship with Michael and tried to paint that as Michael's fault as well. Just another reach on her part. Everything out of her mouth is an attempt to convince the other cast members that her abuse is justified. You're the traitor. You're the one that changed up midway through this relationship. When it is announced by the private investigator that Michael's not scamming Angela, the other cast members are so excited once they learn that he's innocent. It's all smiles, sunshine, and rainbows until Angela says she doesn't care. And the most telling part of Angela Deem's character is what happens next. Because she doesn't care, she's still adamant about painting Michael out as a scammer and herself as the victim. And it's really interesting because if you were a loving wife, this would bring you peace of mind to hear this news. Oh my goodness, my husband is not scamming me. That's awesome sauce, right? So Angela chooses not to believe the evidence that was brought to the table by her own private investigator and insists that Michael is scamming her still. You can't make it up. Even her own private investigator admits Angela isn't willing to accept the truth. The dirty bird is so butthurt in her ego that she walks off the tell-all set. Before Angela leaves, she says, I don't care what y'all think about me because I know the real motherfucker. Rob responds to Angela not more than the private investigator, and Angela immediately tries to shut this down. She responds that the private investigator didn't have enough time, which is hilarious. 2 weeks is more than enough time, dirty bird. My wet socks, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think about Michael and a bird that's dirty. If you got some spare coin, please check out our Your Wet Sock channel membership program for the custom emojis, the exclusive content, all ad free videos, 10 out of 10, totally worth.